At the moment is gonna take full points possibly. So let's see if someone has already made his stop. That is Virtuoso, Harira and Reverse Spec. Seems that something has not went good there, and Diallo is spinning there on P7. Meanwhile, Standing Creep leaves 7 seconds ahead of Henky of the pit. Star Clown on 3rd place, Joseph Vesely on 4th. Dundee in P5, Notorious MMAM on P6, Diallo on P7. There's a spinner from Dundee. There's a spinner from Dundee there on P6. We have not that much action on track. We have now Joseph Vesely on P. Oh, I think Harira might be doing something smart in here. Imagine like 3 mandatory stops. He's trying to do maybe all of his stops now that he is not really fighting for anything. If there's a safety car, if he already completes his 3 stops, he will be out there with no more to do. He's already made 2 of the 3. So it might be an interesting strategy. So even if you are far, you shouldn't retire. You should try to make all your stops at once. Then you may actually play a big move there if you do. But let's see how smart these guys are to think about that. We will see Harira's already done 2 stops. Meanwhile, Standing Creep leads the pack, followed by Henky of the pits. Dundee's got a 5-second penalty for spinning in the pit lane. He's retired. Rage quit there by the clown. I couldn't expect more from the biggest clown. He still had chances, but no, he had to retire. Had to retire from the race just because of nothing. Could be a safety car, you never know. But he decided to rage quit. And Diallo's retired now as well. Is he gonna cost a safety car now? I think it won't. So we have now Standing Creep on the lead of the race. We have Henky of the pits in second, who's closing a bit of the gap there. There's a yellow flag, I think that is. So that's Diallo's AI, who's already disappeared there. Standing Creep leads, then comes Henky of the pits, Star Clown in 3rd place, and Tourist MMA on 4th. And Standing Creep is making a really early stop, is now spitted in the pit lane. 5-second penalty, that's not good. He's pitting really early on this race. Might cost him though. So gonna maybe do a medium hard or medium. Tourist MMA is spitted in the pit lane as well. Spitting for medium tires, and Tourist MMA in mediums as well, but now Standing Creep has the handicap of the 5-second time penalty. He will have to serve next when he pits. With also 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, which is definitely not good. He has made already how many stops? Let's see the number of stops. Made only one stop. Joseph Vesely spitting again. I think that's his first one. He is on medium tires now. It is Henky of the pits now who's leading the pack, followed by Tired Clown 9 seconds behind. Then comes Standing Creep in 3rd. That's gonna try and close the gap as fast as he can. So he may be thinking about cutting the Mistral straight. He is not braking yet. Yes, he won't. He won't cut the Mistral straight. No one has yet used any of their attempts to cut it. Henky of the pits keeps extending the gap, 10 seconds ahead of Tired Clown. Standing Creep on P3, Notorious MMA on P4. Followed by Virtuoso, who has just made his stop. They are on 3 lap soft tires, and Tourist MMA is on fresh mediums. And there is a yellow flag. That is a red. That's Tired Clown. That's Tired Clown who was spun in P2 of the race. It's gonna be interesting because now here comes Standing Creep. He's gonna try and send the move there on Tired Clown, who is now with no ERS and with, well, a bit older tires, but still doesn't have the pace. Oh, and Tired Clown's in the wall. Tired Clown is in the wall. Is that a safety car? He still can keep going on. He just has broke off his front wing. But, well, typical Clown moment for Clown Cup. Now seems that it's gonna be an open battle for the victory between... Oh, and there's a spinner there from... Who that was? It was a Ferrari? I thought I saw someone spinning. Notorious MMA is in the pit lane again. It is serving the 5-second penalty, I think, and it's gonna replace the wing. Yeah, he is gonna replace the wing. But the good thing for him is that he now has made, I think, 2 stops already. So that means that he only has 1 more to go, and if there's a safety car, he's gonna be in a really good position, same as Harida, which also keeps getting penalties for corner cutting. Henke of defeats 16 seconds ahead of Standing Crib. Tired Clown in P3 is, I think, cutting the chicane there, but he hasn't been penalized by it, so he still has his temp free there. Can do it 1 time and his penalty will get removed, of course. We can remove a 10-second time penalty for that. Meanwhile, country close, but with already 6 seconds of penalties. Drivers that are not really fighting for anything could try an attempt for making all their stops in 1. Henke of the pits, still, and Tired Clown, the only drivers that haven't pitted yet, but Tired Clown will have to be soon. And there's a yellow flag, that's Virtuoso. That's Virtuoso has got stuck, I think. No, he's get it out. He's got it out. He's been able to get it out there, but he must have wing damage. Joseph Vesely on P4 of the race. Now he's gonna climb up into 3rd due to all the incidents. Tired Clown is gonna change his tires and will go down into P4 of the race. Might lose a bit more than that. Henke of the fifth leading the pack, followed by Standing Crew 15 seconds behind. Joseph Vesely is 25 seconds behind. Virtuoso is retired in the pit lane. Virtuoso is retired in the pit lane. Oh, what was that? What was that? Henke of the fifth got collected there by a Haas. But Haas seems to have already retired there from the race in the pit. Well, that was very, very unlucky there for the race leader. Oh no. I never saw that, I think, in the past, something like that, of someone retiring and getting collected again. Well, that was funny, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. That was funny. But now Standing Creep is leading by 40 seconds, I think. Well, definitely this race is more than just a clown race. It's really, absolutely a mega circus there on track. But well, I think that's the reason we are here, aren't we? That's not main championship, it's just a race for fun with some clowny stuff. But at the moment, Standing Creep leading the pack. It's 27 seconds ahead of Joseph Vesely. And then already a lot of DNFs with minimal laps of racing. So we have Standing Creep leading the pack now, 29 seconds ahead of Joseph Vesely. Tired Clown is in third. Reverse Specs is in fourth place. Harida on P5 and Notorious MMA on P6. So with the race going on, with still half of it to go and nothing really happening right now, I don't know. Well, we have standing on P1, then Joseph Vesely on second place, Star Clown on third, Specs on P4 and Hadid on P5 and Tourist MMA on P6. But what I have to say that the clown rules on this race were only about the irregular corner cutting and nothing else. It was regular racing conditions, so I really don't know the reason why these guys have crashed out that much. It just was a normal race. The only real extra thing was that you could cut that Mistral straight chicane, but after that it was only one time during the race and the regular corner cutting, but nothing else apart from that. So I don't really see the reason why 6 people are crashing already with not even half the race done. Which of course as league owner is really frustrating to see in some way, but well, we will keep going on with this race. Of course we have to keep watching what these guys will do. We have a little battle in here between Hadida and Reverse Specs. Hadida is already made 2 of his 3 stops. He's in a really good position right now. Here comes Hadida at the back of Reverse Specs, which is going on the slipstream. Reverse Specs doing his best to defend. Hadida trying to put a bit the car around the outside. Finally something is happening on this race. But it could have been much better if we didn't have all those DNFs. Now here comes Hadida on P5 at the back of Reverse Specs. We might have an interesting fight in here. And both have similar tire life, so it shouldn't be really a hard battle. I mean, no, it shouldn't be sorry, I don't know what to say, but okay. Here comes Hadida. Shouldn't be an easy overtake to make on Reverse Specs. Our stars are almost same age. But now in the DRS we will see who will actually get the better run. Here comes Reverse Specs on the inside. Hadida needs to get a good exit out of here. But I think Reverse Specs is getting a really good one there, and Hadida has 5 times behind. I don't think he's getting this one done here. He will possibly just sit there, try to save a bit of the DRS. Hopefully we'll see a clean, nice battle now after so many bad stuff we've seen in the last couple of laps. It's caught in the corner now, and we'll go on this slipstream of Reverse Specs. And Vertex is coming into a pit lane. He's coming into a pit lane. Make his second stop. Harida will keep going on. Harida will keep going on and will take fourth of the race. He is currently 12 seconds behind Tire Clown. Maybe a chase game in here. Might Harida have better straight lines, better pace than Tire Clown? Maybe even on older tires. We'll have to find out. Reverse Specs is on fresh hards. Notorious MMA is coming for fresh hards as well. Still has a 5-second penalty that has not been served yet, but Standing Grip leads them 32 seconds ahead of Joseph Vesely. But I have to say, I think he's not pulled that much of a gap in the last lap. Joseph Vesely is doing a good job here. Both have made how many stops? One stop each of these guys. And Standing Grip, I think, is just lapped someone. Yeah, I think he's lapping Reverse Specs in here. Standing Grip P1, then followed by Joseph Vesely, 34 seconds behind almost. Tire Clown is 20 behind, and Harida is closing a bit the gap here, and he's already made 2 of his 3 stops, so it's gonna be an interesting show to the end of the race. He is very good to take P3 today. It's looking very good for a P3 finish for Harida. No one actually has got the Mistral straight yet, and I think they might not do, because there's not really a point at this moment. I think Harida comes into a pit lane to make his stop. He think was trying the overcut on Reverse Specs. And what tires is he gonna go for? I guess it's gonna be hard tires. I don't think there's another set of mediums. Yes, it will be hards for the final stint of this race. There goes Harida coming out of the pit lane, and he's gonna be much ahead, I think. There's MMA 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Here comes Harida out of the pit lane. Harida is now very far in front of Reverse Specs. That overcut worked perfectly for him. Mega overcut there by Harida. He's gonna lose a bit of time, I think, but not that much really. Harida 35.8 seconds behind Tire Clown. Tire Clown is now Joseph Vesely spitting, but he's got a 5-second penalty for spitting in the pit lane. 5-second penalty for spitting in the pit lane. Joseph coming out on softs. He still has one more stop to make, and there's a yellow flag for some reason. I think Tire Clown has messed it up once again. He is now has a broken front wing, or did he had that before? Harida is 35 seconds behind Tire Clown, but he will close the gap. And of course Tire Clown has to make 2 more stops on the rest of this race. Harida has already completed the task of 3 stops. Standing Grip is spitting as well now. Gonna go for... We'll see what he goes for. Tire Clown really close to Joseph here. Harida 29 seconds behind Notorious MMA. Another penalty. Already 11 seconds. Standing Grip is serving the 5-second time penalty. He's gonna be on fresh softs. And we'll have to bid once more in the rest of this race. Joseph Vesely pushing as hard as he can, looking for a P2 finish today. A really solid one. Well, might not be a P2 finish, or will it be? How many stops? No, I think it will definitely be, yeah. Tire Clown still has to make 2 more stops. Harida is subtracting a lot of time on Tire Clown here. Tire Clown is definitely going to be behind Harida when he comes out of pit lane. And he will actually have 1 more stop to make. Oh, Harida is doing the cut there. Harida's cut it for first time, and well, he will now have to send it to get out those 10 seconds of penalty, but is the first driver that has finally decided to go for the cut, and he's done it really nice. He hasn't really overtaken anyone, so he will now later be able to report that he only has those 10 seconds, no extra penalties apart from that. A nice move from Harita there. Undercut on Tire Clown. He just wants to make 100% sure he will be ahead. This race has gotten more exciting now that people started cutting things and stuff. With the stop, Tire Clown is now going to come out on soft, but he's going to be behind, way behind Harita. But of course, Tire Clown will have the chance of cutting the Mistral straight for one time on the race. Meanwhile, Pink Joseph Wesley hasn't done it yet. Will he try and do now? No, he's still not doing it. Well, of course, it's a mega strategy if you save it, if there's a safety car at the end of the race. Standing Creep leading only by 28 seconds ahead of Joseph. I think the undercut worked good there for Joseph. No, he also had to serve a penalty, but now Joseph has the penalty as well. So who is missing a stop on this race? I think we are Standing Crib. It's Joseph Wesley. Both are missing their final stops on the race. Tire Clown is still to make one more stop on the race. Reverse Specs also to make one more stop, and Tourist MMA is done with his stops, already done 3, but he has 11-second penalties. And Joseph Wesley now set to the fastest lap of the race. Tourist MMA has retired on the track. Is that going to bring out a safety car? Is that going to be a safety car? I don't think it will. I don't think it will. Safety car has been set on reduce, so possibly not will not be one. Now Standing Group needs to be aware of this. Yeah, he's leaving the track in a safe way, but no safety car out of that. Going to be 5 people finishing this race. There's going to be only 5 people scoring points then. Standing Crib, Joseph Wesley, Harida, Tire Clown, Reverse Specs. Standing Crib leads 29 seconds ahead of Joseph Wesley. Then comes Harida in third. 29 seconds behind Joseph Wesley as well, but we have to remember Joseph still has to make one more stop and he will serve a penalty. Harida will stay out on those tires, but I guess Joseph Wesley will come on much more fresher tires. But the degradation will also be playing a factor in here. Standing Crib, fastest lap of the race. Oh, then the battle for 4th place still open because Reverse Specs and Tire Clown both have made only 2 stops. They still are to make their final one in the time coming. So the only one that has completed the 3 stops at the moment is Harida. Already done 3 stops and sits there on 3rd place. Might jump Joseph Wesley when he makes his final stop, but it's not a guarantee, and of course Joseph will come with much more faster tires. Reverse Specs trying to close on Tire Clown as well. Tire Clown on 1 lap soft tires. Reverse Specs on 5 leveled hards. It may be a good play at the end of the race between these two for 3rd. The battle for podium might not be that open, but it's open still. Harida, will have to remember, also has made his cut already, and Joseph is still to make his. Joseph is still to make his cut. Standing Crib, only one has made a cut is Harida. Tire Clown, Reverse Specs, and Standing Crib Joseph Wesley have not made the cut yet. So of course the next stop is gonna be of course the soft tires for everyone. They should have one more set. Maybe Standing Creep doesn't have one more set, but he has nothing to worry about. He's 33 seconds ahead. Meanwhile, Joseph Vesely still has to can do the cut, so will be tied there with Harida if he needs to. Not much really happening in this lap. We'll have to wait for the final stops. If they forget they have to stop, then it's gonna be Harida who will take victory because everyone else will be disqualified. But they will remember for sure they have to stop once again. Joseph Vesely finally making his last stop. Reverse Specs has also made his stop and is 33 seconds behind Tire Clown. Tire Clown is coming into a pit lane now and it's gonna be interesting between these two. And the battle for podium of course will be interesting as well. Joseph now 1.8. If you cut the Mistral straight you will win around 5 seconds. So if he wants to clear Harida soon, he just needs to cut that chicane and he will get the job done. Time difference is only 1.9. Everyone's making their last stop. Standing Crew is also in the pit lane. We'll also try and go for that final flying lap, fastest lap of the race. Reverse Specs is coming into a final corner and we'll get a bit closer here into Tire Clown, I think. Tire Clown is how far ahead is Tire Clown is gonna be. Tire Clown is 9 seconds ahead of Reverse Specs. So we'll have to see if there's a minimal chance one of these guys can do something here. Joseph Vesely has not cut a chicane to try and undercut Harida. Undercut in a totally different way. Here comes Reverse Specs, 8.8 behind Tire Clown with 5 laps to go, I think. We'll see if he is able to chase him. Oh, and there's a spinner. That's Joseph Vesely. That's Joseph Vesely who has made a mistake, a bad one. A bad mistake by Joseph Vesely there. He's now losing. He now lost 7 seconds to Harida. But he will win 5 of those when cutting the Mistral straight chicane. If he has not forgotten that he can do it. Just needs to do that and we'll get closer, but then it's gonna be a battle on track. Joseph Vesely actually does have a penalty, a 3-second time penalty, so it may actually be a really close race finish for these two. Here comes Joseph Vesely, 7 seconds behind of Harida. He can recover those by cutting the chicane. We will now only check on penalties to see who actually will. It's a run on softs. Harida on hards. Harida on old hards. But he's aiming here for a podium due to Joseph's mistake. This is getting interesting for second place of the race in the final laps. Standing Creep will not even need to cut that Mistral straight chicane at all. It's not mandatory to do it, so here comes Joseph Vesely, and is he gonna cut it this time? He's coming really fast, and no, he won't on this opportunity. He's closing the gap fast on Harida. He might be waiting for maybe the final lap, or maybe he simply wants to jump him. We will see if he wants to get a bit closer to be able to jump him in total. We know that Harida's penalty will get removed if he reports it. Meanwhile, Rare Specs has not been able to close the gap on Target Clown. Target Clown has to find really good place in those fresh soft tires. But the battle fear for second is still open. Here comes Joseph Vesely, 5.8 seconds behind Harida. 5.7 now. He's trying to get there, but the softs don't last that much. And I think they've been a bit punished there from that spinner. 5.7, 5.8 seconds is the gap now. I'm not too sure Joseph Vesely will be able to claim that second place of the race. It was a guaranteed second without a mistake, but now it is not guaranteed at all. He will be finishing the race in second place. He will have to show really good pace in this final stint with those fresh soft tires. Meanwhile, Reverse Spec still unable to close the gap on Target Clown. I think it's still a long way to go to try and do that. None of these two would really be held by the cut. The only one that would be mega held by the cut is going to be Joseph Vesely. Still might not be enough of a gap to jump totally Harida if he does it. Is he going to try and do it? He won't do it on this opportunity. He's not jumping it. He might want to be in the gap or maybe try and break the DRS. But the laps are getting short. We only have 3 more laps to go on this race. Joseph Vesely will need to try hard if he wants to get ahead and take second of the race. I have to give credit though to Reverse Specs. I know he was a bit angry after the sprint, but he's carried on to the end. He's not rage quit like a lot of other guys in here. And he's still sitting there on P5. He's going to be scoring good points. Though we'll have a discussion about the drive-in today and all that stuff. And 3 laps to go for these two who are still battling for the podium. Harida sits on second of the race. Meanwhile, Joseph Vesely he's trying to close the gap, but it's still not enough close. It's 4 seconds behind, both with no ERS at all. Harida's found good pace on the hards. Here comes Joseph Vesely into the chicane. Gonna get on the exit for the Mistral straight. 4.9, 4.8 now. 4.7. Will he try to cut that chicane now? Might be his last opportunity, but still with these 3 seconds he's gonna be compromised as well. He has a little handicap on there, but the tires should still be faster I think for the last 2 laps. And he finally does it, and he's gonna jump. He's gonna jump Harida. That was a good move to watch there. Now he needs to pull away the DRS range. He still could have done it in the last 2 laps, and he now needs to pull away 3 seconds, and he will claim that the second of the race. 7/10 is the gap now with Harida, but it's slightly splashing. Harida's hard tires might be getting close to working, same as the soft due to the degradation. Harida will have DRS. I think he definitely will have DRS for at least the main straight. Might not be the case for the Mistral straight, but that still is going to be a good pull up for him. He will have DRS and will try and get a bit closer into Joseph Vesely. Joseph Vesely's done the cut really good there. Not the guys battling for the second place on 8 temps. It's now gonna be 8 temps till 9. Harida gets the DRS on the Mistral straight. It's gonna be a big hit up for him. Joseph Vesely doing his best to cut everything as much as he can. 9 times Harida will not have DRS, I think. Maybe he will. He won't have DRS. 1.1, and with 2 laps to go, can Joseph Vesely pull away a 3-second gap to take that second place finish of the race? 1.3, 1.4 now. He needs a bit more than half a second, 1.5 seconds to get enough ahead of Harida. Both are pushing as hard as they can. Standing Creep has already started the final lap of the race. He is gonna be winning by 51 seconds, which is a mega gap there for only being the first round score. He's got the layout perfectly with these new clown rules, and is gonna claim a mega victory today in France by a mega gap, 52 seconds in only 27 laps of racing. Not even Slippery Cucumber in the IOR main championship has he been able to do something like that. So GG's there to Standing Crib, and the Clown Cup will be able to claim a very great win in here. But meanwhile, Joseph Vesely is still unable to pull away those 3 seconds he needs. We will see these stops, and yes, everyone has made 3 stops, so no one will be disqualified from this race. Perfect by the 5 drivers here, making all their stops. Meanwhile, the gap between Harida and Joseph Vesely is now 1.8, 1.9, and here comes Standing Crib, who will take a dominant victory in the round 1 of Clown Cup. Now gonna almost lock reverse there. Comes into a line and will win by a mega margin. Standing Crib wins the French Grand Prix round 1 of Clown Cup. Yes, take that second of the race, but seems that is not gonna be possible. He will need 9 temps on Harida on the final sector, which seems really unlikely to happen. If that's the case, then Harida will be the one taking second place of the race. 2.3, 2.1 is not gonna be possible, I think, for Joseph. Those softs are not really that good at the moment. But he did a really good job there. That spin costed him that second place of the race. Harida will now be taking second due to the 3-second time penalty. No one else decided to do their cut. Wasn't really necessary. Was only necessary for Joseph and for Harida. Joseph will take third, and Harida will take second place of the race due to a 3-second time penalty, waiting for Tire Clown and Reverse Specs to cross the line, and we are done with this round 1 of Clown Cup, which was a really silly race, I have to say. Definitely, if these drivers didn't rage quit or retire for different reasons, it would have been a much more interesting race to watch. Well, there's still a long season to go, and hopefully if these guys can drive in the correct way next time, we can have a much better race. Oh, and Tire Clown has spun actually. Oh no, he crossed the line already. Here comes Reverse Specs to take fifth. Finally couldn't do anything against Tire Clown, and that is gonna be it.